Hi, everyone. My name is Mariah Brown. I'm the Strategic Partnerships Manager here at Action Network. If you're not familiar with Action Network, we are the premier tool set for your organization and or cause to mobilize your base. We provide a suite of tools, including mass email, petition, forms, surveys, mass text messaging, you name it. Anything you need to run a successful campaign and or run your organization. I am joined by Emma Kraus, the Program and Operations Manager for VoteAmerica. Today, Emma and I will be discussing the integration between our organizations and how it could help enhance your voter registration and or engagement program. I will pass it over to Emma. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Mariah. Like Mariah said, I'm Emma. I'm on the VoteAmerica team doing program and operations. I've been very fortunate to come to the organization following doing a lot of digital and digital organizing work. So love using tools like Action Network to reach voters and engage with them in meaningful ways. Our team personally loves the Action Network team very much. We ourselves are Action Network users and love that we were able to integrate our VoteAmerica Plus software with Action Network so that not only we can benefit from a partnership, but also other organizations like the folks on this call can benefit from it as well. So I will go ahead and share my screen, talk a little bit about VoteAmerica, VoteAmerica Plus, and do a little for everyone. So a little about VoteAmerica. We ourselves are a 501c3 doing voter engagement work. We build and license our software, the VoteAmerica Plus tools, to other organizations looking to do voter engagement. And so we have a nice little life cycle of licensing our tools through our LLC. So it's anything that we're getting there kind of rolls up into our C3 work. So we're doing voter engagement at all levels of our organization. We have a wide variety of software products to support voters basically at every stage of the voting life cycle. So we support absentee ballot requests. We have an election calendar. We support future voters, so folks who are not 18 yet, but are looking to become civically engaged. We help them through the pre-registration process in their state. We have a polling place lookup. We have a pledge to vote tool. We have our election reminders. So those are automated via email and SMS to make sure that folks who are taking action actually show up and vote. And then we have our voter registration side of things. We have our register tool, which supports folks registering to vote in all 50 states and DC. And then our verify tool, which helps folks determine if they are registered to vote at their current address. And just a little shout out to our newest product, which is our future voter tool. We're really excited about this one, being able to support people who are not yet able to vote become civically engaged. So how it works, all of our tools are embeddable. So if you've ever put like a YouTube video on a website, it's just as easy to embed the VoteAmerica Plus tools on your site. So you would embed our software on your website. You would start engaging with voters around the various asks, whether that's voter registration or get out the vote. You'll be able to track your results. You'll be able to see the folks who are actually taking action. And then you'll have access to that voter data. So if people are registering or checking their voter registration, you'll be able to collect that information, and then you'll be able to stay in touch with them and follow up in those meaningful ways to make sure that they are showing up to vote. So some key features: it's easy to embed, it's really clean, simple user interface. We support advanced testing. It's supported on mobile, desktop, tablet, what have you. You'll have full access to the voter data that you're collecting. We really pride ourselves in our quick load times and being really on top of that, because we know that once you have someone's attention, you want to get them through the process quickly. And then just a little shout out to our team, like, we are in this for democracy. We want people to be engaged, and that's why we build and license these tools. We also, security is such a big focus for us. So we are SOC 2 compliant. We are also HIPAA compliant. We do annual penetration testing. And so you can know that if the internet is up and running, the VoteAmerica tools are also up and running. We take data security and privacy very seriously. So you know that anyone who is engaging with us, that information is going to be well protected. We also, like I mentioned, support advanced analytics. So all of our tools support UTM parameter tracking. So you're really able to see kind of where you're driving traffic to. We also have our wonderful Action Network integration. So as you are engaging with folks through these asks, if you're already set up on Action Network, you're actually able to send that user data directly into Action Network and take action with it there. You can use it in your email list. You can set up different ladders for the folks who are coming in from maybe voter registration or checking their voter registration, and really kind of parse out your communications in that way, because it's able to be sent directly into Action Network. And then we try to provide really comprehensive customer support. We are open to having things like shared Slack channels with folks, and just really being a resource around good voter mobilization and using the tools to reach the folks you're trying to reach. Just some FAQs we usually get. Our software is secure, like I mentioned. We're SOC 2 and HIPAA compliant. You can, in addition to sending your data to Action Network, you can also export it. Our tools are intentionally very plain setup. I'll show kind of what it looks like in a second here. So it really integrates easily into anyone's existing brand. We aren't currently in any other languages, but it is on our roadmap to roll out a Spanish version of the tools following this cycle. And then we also have a flexible setup. So if you are an organization who is maybe just doing voter registration, we can support you with just our Register or Verify tool. Or if you're doing that voter engagement at kind of every stage of the voting cycle, we can support that as well. A little on our pricing, we do a tiered model based off of annual revenue for C3s and C4s. We ourselves are a C3, so we know that fundraising is a challenge, and so we have really flexible options for folks. We do month-to-month pricing to make it easy for folks, and we can share more about that if you're interested in talking more about pricing. And then we have a great demo site where you can try out each of our tools for yourself and see what the workflow looks like for a voter. So you have kind of that context as you're considering what tools might best support your own voter engagement work this year. And then if you want to learn more about the tools, you can always contact us at sales@voteamerica.com or go to our website, voteamericaplus.org, to get connected with our team and be able to just learn a little bit more about the tools and how to work with us. And then I will just kind of show you a little bit of the user interface as well on the tool front. So like I mentioned before, the tools integrate really seamlessly into anyone's branding. This is what it would look like embedded on your own site or the register tool, for example. You can see the fields that we're collecting. So first and last name, street address, date of birth, email, cell phone. So if I were going through this as a voter, I would enter in my information. We have the predictive fill for address to help folks complete that faster. Then I put in my email. And then if I want to, I can put in my cell phone as well and choose to opt in to receive communications from your organization if this was embedded on your website. And then I'd go to continue. And then in states where there's online voter registration or online absentee ballot requests, things like that, we will always push folks to complete the online process because we know that's going to be the fastest way to help make sure that they are registered to vote. So we'll make clear kind of what's needed in order to register to vote in their state, and then recommend that they complete that process online. If they click that, it's going to take them directly into their state's kind of online portal to complete that process, and they would do that there. And we make that clear back in the tool that we opened it for them. Someone can indicate that they finished the process, or maybe they need to print and mail it instead. Maybe they thought they had the right ID and they don't. We're always going to be able to support them through a paper voter registration form, in addition to the online process in all of the states. So we would send someone a follow-up email that looks something like this, where we will include a pre-filled form for them with the fields we've already collected. We'll tell them where their paper form needs to be turned, some helpful hints if they need more information around like a printer, a stamp, the things that you need to actually return that registration form. And then any state specific details, we'll also call that out here. So because I live in Virginia, it's pulling in that Virginia specific information, but if Mariah was doing this for DC, it would have that DC information. And then again, big button down here to download that voter registration form. Again, pre-filled with all of the forms that, all the fields that we've already collected. So you can see that here, all a voter is going to need to do on their end is indicate that they are in fact a US citizen. And then they'll just need to add their ID number, sign, date, and return that form. So anything we've already collected, we have pre-filled for them. And then it's those same fields that we are collecting that then you, as a partner of ours, would be able to have information on for the folks going through your instance of the VoteAmerica tools. That all lives in our beautiful customer portal. So you can see once you're logged in, you would have this action overview. So any of the tools that you are subscribed to, you'd be able to see how many folks have gone through that process with you. You'd be able to see a state by state breakdown. So you could know, like, especially if you're doing like work in multiple states or nationally, you'd be able to see kind of where most of your folks are coming in from. And then also, not every tool collects date of birth, but for the tools that do collect date of birth, we're able to show you kind of that age breakdown for the different tools. So you're able to see, like, if you're doing a lot of voter registration, for example, you'd know, like, here are the age groupings that we're reaching a lot. So just gives you a little glimpse kind of into the overall stats of the work that you're doing through the tools. And then you also, over here under actions, you'll be able to see an action log. So you'd be able to see, like, the information that the user has submitted. So again, all those fields that we're collecting, first and last, date of birth, email, phone number, and then their opt-in status. So then you could do something like send your VoteAmerica information straight into Action Network, and then text folks and make sure that They are engaging with your organization, that they're showing up to vote. Maybe you can then maybe on your website you do a check your voter registration ask with the VoteAmerica tools, and then you're sending that information into Action Network, and then maybe sending them an Action Network petition or form through text or email, and engaging with them kind of through that, again, full life cycle of voter engagement and civic engagement. And then you'll also be able to see those attribution details. So I talked earlier about how we support that UTM parameter tracking. So let's say you're running digital ads around voter registration or checking your voter registration. You could attach those UTM parameters to those ads, and you'd be able to see where most of your traffic is coming. Maybe you don't do digital ads, but you do in-person events. Maybe you've set up a QR code for your in-person event. You could attach those UTM parameters to your voter registration page and that QR code. So you know, okay, Emma came to register to vote with us from this specific event because it's tied to this QR code. So it really just helps you know like where folks are coming from. And then you'll also be able to see action results. So if someone, if their browser opened the state redirect to complete the online process with their state, this would say finished state redirect. It would let you know that their PDF has been generated, and it would let you know whether their PDF has been downloaded. So you could potentially, again, you're sending your information into Action Network. If folks' PDF is not downloaded to them, maybe you have a ladder set up in Action Network, and you're able to send communication to all the folks who haven't downloaded their PDF yet. So you can follow up with them and make sure that they submit those paper forms and actually get registered. So you can see this at the individual level. You can also export this data by tool type. So you could export your total register actions. You could filter this by date. Or if you go over into your company settings, you could enable your Action Network sync so that all of this data is flowing into Action Network directly, and you're able to check in with folks and engage with them after they've taken action by sending that into Action Network. And there is documentation on kind of what that sync looks like, you need to set it up in our developer docs. And I can kind of share some of this after I stop sharing my screen as well. And then in addition to our third-party integrations, like our Action Network sync, this is also where you'd make sure that like any privacy policy you have as an organization, your company URL, your company name, all of that is set up here. Your customer portal is also where you'll add additional team members. You'll be able to do that under team. And then most importantly, your customer portal is where you get your organization specific embed codes. And this is how we know that the folks who are requesting an absentee ballot or doing a polling place lookup are actually attributed to your organization, and you're getting that data back so that you can continue to engage with folks after they've taken that initial action. I want to highlight that things like our verified tool, especially because we are able to collect email and cell phone number and cell phone opt-in. These are really great ways to have a different type of ask to build your email or your SMS list. You can have folks take that, check your voter registration as a great first level of entry into your organization, or maybe you are already list building in a really meaningful way on your website, but you want to know a little bit more about the people on your list. You could send an email through Action Network linking to the register tool or the verify tool or the absentee ballot request tool on with your instance of the VoteAmerica tools, and be able to collect just even more information about the folks who are on your list. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. That's kind of the full overview of how the tools work, the tool offerings. Again, these are really easy to put on your website, integrate into your own branding, and really elevate your voter engagement, and add that kind of extra layer of outreach and communications to folks as election day becomes ever closer.
Yes, thank you, Emma, for that amazing demo. I wanted to offer folks a couple of minutes to ask any questions. Feel free to throw it in the Q&A and/or chat. Yes, it's a wonderful tool. Thank you. We think so. One of our best integrations. Just giving folks just a couple minutes to ask any questions. I did throw in all of the emails that Emma has mentioned throughout the presentation. We'll also include that in the follow-up email, as well as the help doc. All right, we got some questions. Yes, the recording will be sent out to participants. Or anyone who has RSVP will receive the link. Okay. All right, folks are wondering, do you offer any discounts to micro organizations?
Yeah, if you want to talk more on pricing, we're definitely we try to be as open and flexible as possible. We know that organizations at every level are trying to do this work. So if you want to email us at sales@voteamerica.com, happy to set up a time to chat about what options would be available there.
Awesome. Okay. Someone asked, they assume that this toolkit is only available in the US?
It is, yes.
Awesome. Yeah, you know, when you get outside the US, it gets a little tricky.
It does.
All right. Someone asked about pricing again. And it's not
Yes.
it is you can integrate it with Action Network, but it's not in the Action Network toolset. It's a completely different one, and we just share an integration. But Emma could talk a little bit more about pricing.
Yeah, so there wouldn't be any like additional fees on our side to be able to enable that Action Network sync. So it would just be our standard paid subscription.
Is this a VoteAmerica tool only? What about other advocacy? This tool is available to anyone who signs up for an account with VoteAmerica. That is not just the open free tool set. But if you do have an Action Network account, you are able to set up that sync.
Yes, and I'll say we do have two options for folks. We do have a free version of our tools. So if you're just looking to provide a resource to people, but you don't need any of the data, we do offer our tools for free for any organization to use. But if you're looking to be able to have access to that user data and things like the Action Network sync, that's where a paid subscription would be kind of the path you're looking at.
Awesome. Oh, the folks are wondering, can you get some of the features a la carte, or do you get the full package, or do you need to?
You can, yes. So you can do a per tool subscription. So if you are, for example, maybe you're totally focused on absentee ballot request, and that's all you need is a tool to be able to help people request their absentee ballot. You could just subscribe to our absentee tool. But then if you're looking to do more on the reg side, you can always add things. Again, we try to be as flexible as possible because we know that every organization has different needs and different needs at different times in the cycle as well. So we don't have set contract lengths. So you can do, let's say you wanted to start with the register tool and do voter registration for the next 2 months, but then switch to the locate tool or the absentee ballot request tool, we totally would be able to support that.
There's a question in chat, can they brand as their own organization?
Yes, absolutely. So it's the only place it's really going to mention Vote America is in there's a little snippet at the bottom that says like powered by Vote America. So this is like for you to use and integrate into your brand. And again, that's why it's there's no like big Vote America logo at the top or anything. It's not going to look like that when it's on your site. So it should be able to really integrate easily into your own styling and things like that.
Love when I mute myself. Awesome. Are there any other questions before we head out, folks? If not, thank you so much to Emma and the Vote America team. We love highlighting our integrations, and we are just thrilled that during this election year, we have a tool to really get us out here to vote and be informed. So thank you again, Emma, and thank you all for attending. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day.
Yes, thank you so much for joining, everyone. And again, if you want to talk more, have more questions, feel free to reach out to us, schedule a demo with us, and keep the conversation going.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you all. Bye-bye.